Imagine dying, and nobody knowing who you are. No name on the grave, no family at the funeral, just a number on a tag and a plot in a county cemetery that nobody visits. For most of history, those people stayed nameless forever. The dead kept their secrets, and the living moved on. But here's what changed. Science caught up. And when it did, the answers it uncovered had been waiting, in some cases, for over 50 years. 3 cold cases, 3 people buried without names, and 3 families who finally got the phone call they never thought would come. This is the story of the nameless dead, and how they finally got their names back. Between 1985 and 1988, at least 8 women are murdered in South Los Angeles. The cases share disturbing similarities. The victims are found in alleys, dumpsters, abandoned lots. Several show signs of strangulation. A .25 caliber handgun is used in multiple cases. Investigators begin to suspect a single perpetrator. But this is the late 1980s. DNA forensics is still in its infancy. The LAPD is overwhelmed. And bluntly, according to victim advocates and journalists who covered the case, the murders of black women in South LA do not generate the same headlines, the same task forces, or the same urgency as crimes in wealthier parts of the city. The victims' families are grieving, the neighborhood is afraid, and the killer is still out there. Then, in 1988, the murders stop, just like that. Gone. No arrest, no dramatic standoff. The killings simply cease. Investigators don't know if the suspect died, moved, was imprisoned for something else, or just stopped. The case goes cold. Files pile up. Years pass. But here is the detail that should haunt you. He didn't stop because he was caught. He stopped because he chose to, and he would choose to start again. 14 years. That is how long the silence lasts. Then, in 2002, a woman is murdered in South Los Angeles. The method, the signature, the ballistic evidence, investigators recognize it immediately. Their suspect is back. That is the moment the media gives him the name that will define the case. The Grim Sleeper. A killer who went dormant for over a decade, then woke up. By this point, forensic technology has transformed. DNA evidence recovered from earlier crime scenes is now processed. Investigators have a genetic profile. They have a real biological fingerprint of who this person is. They run it through CODIS, the FBI's national DNA database, containing millions of profiles from convicted offenders. And they get nothing, not a single hit. Their suspect has never been in the system. And this is where the story stops making sense. Because between 2002 and 2007, at least 2 more women are killed. Police believe the same man is responsible. They have his DNA. They have ballistic evidence linking crimes across 2 decades. And they cannot find him, cannot name him, cannot stop him. The Grim Sleeper has murdered at least 10 people. He has been active for over 22 years. And he is a ghost. By 2008, the LAPD task force dedicated to the Grim Sleeper case is running out of conventional options. They have shown the public composite sketches. They have offered a reward. They have re-examined every known lead. Nothing breaks the case open. Then a detective raises an idea that is, at the time, deeply controversial, and had never successfully solved a case in the United States. Familial DNA searching. Here is how it works. The standard DNA database search looks for an exact match. You're hunting for the specific individual. Familial searching does something different. It looks for close relatives, because if you share roughly half your DNA with a parent or a child, and that relative is in the database, even for a minor offense, their profile will show up as a near match to your suspect. Not a perfect match, a family match. The theory is straightforward. If you can't find the killer, find his brother, his son, his father. Follow the family tree back to the roots. California authorizes the search in 2008. It is the first state in the nation to formally approve familial DNA searching for law enforcement. Investigators submit the Grim Sleeper's DNA profile. They are not looking for him. They are looking for anyone who shares his bloodline. In 2010, they get a hit. A young man, recently convicted of a felony weapons charge, has a DNA profile in the system. And that profile is a near match to the Grim Sleeper. Not the killer. Someone related to the killer. Someone very closely related. The young man's name is Christopher Franklin. He does not know he has just led investigators to his father. Detectives identify Christopher's father as Lonnie David Franklin Jr., a 57-year-old South Los Angeles resident, a former city sanitation worker, a man who neighbors describe as friendly and ordinary. He lives less than 2 miles from where several of the murders occurred. He has lived in that neighborhood his entire adult life. But suspicion is not evidence. Having a son whose DNA is a near match to a serial killer is not proof. Investigators need Lonnie Franklin's own DNA, and they need it without tipping him off. They cannot simply ask. So they follow him. They wait. And at a restaurant in 2010, Lonnie Franklin Jr. eats a slice of pizza and leaves the crust on his plate. Detectives retrieve it. The DNA extracted from that discarded pizza crust is a direct, unambiguous match to the Grim Sleeper's genetic profile recovered from crime scenes spanning 25 years. The ghost has a name. On July 7, 2010, Lonnie David Franklin Jr. is arrested in front of his home. When investigators search his house, what they find is staggering. Hundreds of photographs of women, many of whom are unidentified. Investigators believe some may be additional victims. The full scope of what Lonnie Franklin Jr. may have done is still, to this day, not entirely known. Lonnie David Franklin Jr. goes to trial in 2016. The case against him is overwhelming. DNA evidence, ballistic evidence linking him to multiple shootings, and photographs recovered from his home. He is convicted in May 2016 of 10 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. He is sentenced to death. In March 2020, Lonnie Franklin Jr. dies in prison of natural causes before California carries out his sentence. Justice, in some form, was served, but the questions that linger around this case are significant. First, the 14-year gap. According to investigators, Franklin did not appear to be imprisoned or seriously incapacitated during those years. Experts have debated whether he truly stopped killing, or whether there are additional victims who were never connected to him. The hundreds of photographs found in his home represent a haunting unknown. Some of those women have never been identified. Were they all survivors? Were some of them victims who were never reported or whose cases were never linked? Second, the systemic question. Journalists and victim advocates have documented extensively that the pattern of murders in South Los Angeles went largely unrecognized as the work of a serial killer for years. Several critics, including family members of victims, have argued directly that race and socioeconomic status delayed the investigation in ways that may have cost lives. That question has no clean resolution. Third, familial DNA searching itself. The technique that caught Lonnie Franklin Jr. has since been used in several high-profile cases, but it has also sparked serious civil liberties debates. If your relative commits a crime, should their DNA profile expose you to law enforcement scrutiny you never consented to? There is no consensus answer. The technology is legal in some states, banned or restricted in others. Remember the question we started with. Police had his DNA for over a decade and still couldn't find him. In the end, it wasn't a tip or a witness or a confession that closed this case. It was a pizza crust, and a son who had no idea what his father was. The Grim Sleeper case changed American criminal investigation permanently. Familial DNA searching is now an accepted, if contested, tool in law enforcement's arsenal because of this case. Because of these victims, because investigators in South Los Angeles refused to let the file stay cold, at least 10 women lost their lives. Their names are Deborah Jackson, Henrietta Wright, Barbara Ware, Bernita Sparks, Mary Lowe, Lacrica Jefferson, Alicia Alexander, Princess Berthemieux, Valerie McCorvey, and Janicia Peters. They deserve to be remembered by name, not just as data points in a case study about forensic innovation. The families waited 25 years. Some of them were sitting in that courtroom in 2016, and when the verdict came down, guilty on all 10 counts, some of them wept. Some sat very still, because justice and closure are not the same thing. One is a verdict, the other is something no court can fully deliver. Cold Archive never closes a file. What do you think happened? Tell us in the comments and subscribe, because the next file is already open.